Previously on Plotty Time.
Yeah, I got really mad at it. I still don't have that gun.
It's like little swastika batarang.
Because it looks cooler when you blow up this Golden Gate Bridge than blowing up the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Well,
his brain is misfiring all day.
We're just not on the same page.
I guess.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail without necessary appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
You son of a bitch, we beat penicillin.
And on the other side of the table, Dr. Syintist.
He may be a liar, a pig, an idiot, a communist, but he is not a porn star.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, listen, Bill, nobody killed anybody. Someone died. It happens all the time. Life goes on. It always does. Until it doesn't. But you know that, don't you? Welcome to Plotty Time. So this week we have two little pieces, little nooks. That the nooks and the crannies are the things you fill.
The diverticulitis in the crevice.
Yes, we got a little bit of things to flick into the crevice, I guess.
Yeah, flicking things in the crevice. Yep.
Man, I should write a fucking poetry book. I'll tell you what. But first thing, last week I talked about the movie I watched, Race with the Devil, and I mentioned the woman from MASH. That was Loretta Jane Swift, woo played Hot Lips Houlihan in MASH. Because apparently back then you could call a woman and nickname her Hot Lips, and that was fine.
Yeah.
So
the good old America.
The other one was definitely 100% me screwing up.
Unlike the
Believe
first
one. Yeah. I was talking about the future classic PGA Golf 2K21, whatever. I forget what it's called. This is not starting off great.
Oh my God,
already.
he's going to have to crevice.
I'm getting sick of hearing him
I don't have
talk.
to crevice. Once the crevice goes inside itself, then we need to think about it. But I mentioned TPC as in the Tournament Players Club. It's the Tournament Players Championship. It's actually the Tournament Players Club. It is a chain of public and private golf courses operated by the PGA Tour. So we'll go ahead and file that under who gives a shit.
I want my apology.
Which part?
Because when I asked you what TPC meant, you were all cocky about it and told me the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this whole thing in the crevice.
You'll never get an apology.
I could have just not done this, and then I'll apologize for misinforming our listeners. But you can go fuck yourself. So let's get into the segment we do every week. What did we watch? What did we play? And we always start with the self-proclaimed star of the show, Dr. Syintist.
It's fan-proclaimed star of the show.
Fair. I don't have any data to dispute that. So,
I finished Into the Dark on Hulu right before the next season going to come out.
Is that the one?
The horror anthology? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're okay. I mean, kills time. I watched a lot of Star Trek Voyager. I finished like a season and a half this week because it's so damn good.
How many seasons are there?
There's like 7 or 8, and there's like 25 episodes a season.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah, back when they used to make long seasons. We're all used to the 6
remember when
and 7.
22 was the norm?
Yeah.
Different time.
And I only turned my PlayStation on and played Murdered for about an hour. Still pretty good. But
A little bit of time in, but nothing crazy.
I checked out the July sale, and none of it appealed to me. Or I already owned it.
I find that that's happening to me, too. There'll be this, news story or whatever saying, PlayStation, huge sale. Then I'll go in. I'm like, I bought everything already.
Yeah. It's the same stuff that was on sale 2 weeks ago as the beginning of summer sale.
Yeah, if it's on sale at that price for more than 6 months, then can we just call it that price? Do we have to keep doing this?
No, it's still a sale.
Yeah.
You're right. Chump Slap. Good argument.
That's it. Pretty uneventful week. Worked a lot. Tried to sleep even more.
Sleeping's fun.
Yeah, I don't get enough of it.
Sleeping is
I'm fucking good at it, dude.
Yeah.
all right.
So what did you do, Poppascotch? Something more exciting than me?
Nope.
Probably not.
Barely. I watched a couple movies this week.
Oh,
Two new ones that just came out. I watched The Old Guard on Netflix, which I think that was the one with Charlize Theron, and she plays like an immortal person. They can't die, and they're like super assassins. It's based off a comic book.
Based off real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened in Europe. Like,
Is it
6
like
years
Jumper?
ago. We didn't hear about it. No, it's basically there's a group of 4 of them, and they're immortal, but one day their timer basically just runs out. It's not like they have a timer, but one day they just get shot or stabbed or whatever, and it doesn't heal up right away. So that's like the end of their time. But Charlize Theron's character has been around for like 800 years. And one guy's from like 1812, and one guy's from like the 1750s.
So they're like vampires.
Kind of. They're people, but they get shot and then or stabbed or whatever, and they heal up right away.
So they aren't people.
Vampires are people too.
Yeah, as much as these people are.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story, what? No, the synopsis here is, it was good. There were some good action sequences, and it was kind of neat. But it was like 2 hours and 10 minutes, and it would have been like an awesome hour and a half. You know what I mean? There's just too much.
Isn't Charlize Theron like 50 now?
Yeah, but she still looks good.
Well, I mean, 50-year-old assassin, but I guess they still age a little bit.
Well, I guess it depends when you
Turned.
like at some point
you
die.
can't turn into a vampire, right?
I don't know how it works because these people don't know they're immortal until they die, obviously, and then they just come back to life immediately, and then they're like, "Oh shit, I don't think I can die." You know what I mean? Like so she might have been like 30 when it happened, but I don't know. It was fine. It was fine.
All right, fair enough.
I also watched Palm Springs. Have you guys heard about this one?
I heard about it, but is that a new Netflix?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu.
It's with Jake Peralta, Adam Sandberg, Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
There it is. I got there.
He
is stuck in a time loop at a wedding, so it's kind of like the Groundhog Day style.
Oh, and is his like fiance stuck in it too?
He's just at the wedding.
Oh, okay. I've seen the preview for it, but
Yeah. And he's trying to hook up with the bride of honor.
The bride of honor?
Maid of
Yeah.
honor. You know what I mean.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it was. If you're in the mood for a comedy and you like those time loop ones, it's fine. I didn't think it was anything amazing.
compared to 50 First Dates.
Oh, way better than 50 First Dates. You kidding me?
Yeah, I assumed so, but
Other than that, I played a little bit of the Division 2.
No.
sucked
doing
right
the
back in.
Season contents out there, and now every week you have a project that you can solve, and then immediately get a exotic piece of thing or
Exotic
armor or a
socks.
gun or whatever.
Suspenders.
Sweet. Socks expenders.
Oh yeah, those little things that clip to your socks. Yeah,
Sock garters? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if they make tactical sock garters, but maybe I'll get one. I don't know. But I also played Orc Slayer.
That doesn't sound like a Poppascotch game at all. Is it first-person
you
shooter?
know why? Because this ties into the new thing we're doing in the Minisodes, where you remember the days when I used to play games just to get the platinum, no matter how terrible they were?
Those went away?
I thought it'd be fun to bring that back and then talk about it and talk shit on the games that I played. And Orc Slayer got lit up on the Minnesota we just released. It was really bad.
You should go back and do ones you've already beaten.
I might if I run out of shit to talk about on the Minnesodes.
Fair.
Orc Slayer was one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. And that's not hyperbole. Like the game didn't work. You'd have a crossbow and you'd have like an orc. And the whole point is there are beacons and orcs spawn, and you have to kill all the orcs. Hence, Orc Slayer. You know,
Is it
pretty clever.
VR?
No, it is PlayStation 2 style graphics
Okay.
on PlayStation 4, and I don't think that was on purpose. and then the orcs just keep spawning. You keep killing them with the one weapon, which is the crossbow, and like you'll have them lined up right down the reticule, and it'll just miss. It fucking misses all the time.
Oh, those old VATS 99% shots.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. And they use like the same sound effects throughout every time an orc dies. It's the same sound effect. So you slowly work yourself insane listening to the same shit. I lit it up in the Minnesota. I don't want to keep going, but that's the new bit we're doing in the Minnesodes. Check it out every week. There'll be a new shitty game that I platinum and feel bad about. So
I can't believe you're dedicating the time. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Speaking of dedicating time to things that are worthless, let's see what Chump Slap is up to this week. What have you been playing, watching, do? What's going on with you?
Well, you know me.
Not playing anything, watching shitty movies.
Yeah, you know me. Let's just skip over that. Fucking...
Played some Minecraft. Yep.
Oh.
Got a nice brewing station going.
Are you in the nether?
Yeah, I just found some nether wart, brewed some potions, ready to kick some ass.
So I have a question regarding Minecraft. I've never played the game, and all I know about it is that people build things and they're on the internet.
Yeah.
So what do you I don't understand what like the day-to-day is.
Oh, you got the whole day-to-day. You understand the whole game already.
Oh, okay. That was easy.
Well, you gotta
Well, I've never played it either, actually. But
fucking mine for shit and then craft things.
it's just farming and crafting in a different way.
Yeah, and
That was very detailed. Thank you guys.
you need to farm shit to get food to eat so you don't fucking die. And you gotta mine for like find diamonds to create portal to another world, and that world helps you find the third and final world where you beat the boss. I don't know. It's too much to explain here.
Yeah.
I'll have to do a Minnesota about it.
There you go. Perfect. We'd love to have you. So, all right. What else did you do besides Minecraft, though?
That's all I played, really. Watched a couple movies.
I'm assuming you played Minecraft as you watched these movies.
No, I have to play it in this room because this is the only computer that I have that runs it. But I watched this movie called Funhouse, where it's like...
I know what it's all about already.
Do you?
No. A fun house, I assume.
No, it's not. It's about...
Well, that's a twist.
Shyamalan-esque.
It's about like this millionaire who hires all these internet celebrities and puts them in a house. It's like Big Brother, but they can't leave. And then they get voted on, and whoever gets voted off gets murdered live on the internet.
That sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Well, you could say that about almost anything.
Any sci-fi-ish type of thing, yeah. Dystopian, I guess. I guess you're right.
Yeah, anything that's dystopian and mildly creepy, like this could have been Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, it's okay, but I don't know. Don't waste your time, really.
Is it a new one?
It's pretty new. It's got to be teens, maybe even this year.
Anybody in it?
No names.
There was an 80s movie called The Funhouse.
That's probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, this one has like a guy with a panda head.
Well, yeah, that's 2019.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's so long ago.
So you are strongly recommending? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, if you got nothing else to do and you're not expecting anything from their TV, you could put it on and like cruise the internet. You know, one of those movies.
Right.
And then at the end of it, like, I don't know anything that happened.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, that's a stupid twist ending. That's what I said, at least. I watched Anaconda. Fucking
What? With Ice Cube?
yeah, Ice Cube
And John Voight? And Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah, and
Never heard
Don't
of it.
forget Owen Wilson.
I forgot.
Yeah,
About that.
exactly. And
Star-studded cast.
yeah,
Except Owen Wilson.
and who's that other guy?
In that movie?
Well, there's one more major actor.
I thought you got them all.
Nope.
I'm looking it up. It is, obviously, we always knew the whole time it was Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz. Yep, that's the guy.
No, you're
And
right.
Danny Trejo's in it, too?
Yeah,
Man.
only for a little bit, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't die right in the beginning.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, I put it on. I was
I
like,
don't even
oh,
know
yeah.
how I knew that.
I totally forgot all these awesome people were in it.
In this really bad movie about a big snake.
Whoa, you take that back.
Yeah.
It's a classic, dude.
Well, I think Dr. Syintist is trying to be like the Stephen A. Smith of the group. Just create
Don't
that
you
friction.
dare
and
call me that.
talk shit. Start fights.
That's fair.
I mean, there's lots of times I agree with either one of you guys. I mean,
Once in a while.
You'll agree with this. I watched Men at Work.
Oh, that's a fantastic film.
Yeah, no notes. No argument here. That's great.
Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
Oh, you know it.
And isn't their dad in it too? Isn't Martin Sheen in it?
I don't think so. No, but it's written and directed by Emilio Estevez.
That's how you know it's good.
Fucking A, man.
Name a bad movie he's directed, Poppascotch.
That Emilio Estevez directed?
Yeah.
Did he do Trolls 2? I don't know.
He said bad movie.
You're right. I don't know any other ones he directed. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I don't think he ever directed anything else.
I don't think so
after
either.
the blockbuster that was Men at Work.
He has exactly 13 director credits.
Ooh,
But a lot of them are
wow.
TV series.
Oh, special guest director.
Yeah, he did Rated X. Do you remember that movie? Have we talked about Rated X?
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
It's the biopic of oh boy, I can't even read shit. The biopic of the notorious Mitchell brothers who opened up a successful San Francisco strip club and thriving porn business that led to a downward spiral of power and greed.
No.
And the brothers are played by Sheen and Estevez. So it's
That sounds like a life I want.
I know, right?
It sounds like a great movie. I'm gonna have to check that
Let
out.
me write that one down. What was that again?
Rated X.
Men at Work 2.
That's exactly what it was.
Should be so lucky.
Yeah. Well, on anyway. I also watched this movie called Scare Package.
It's good enough there.
It's like this guy owns a horror video rental store, and he hires this new guy to come in, and he's telling him about all the shit they do there. But it's just really like, what are they called? Like vignettes, where it's just little movies inside the movie.
Sure.
Like a bunch of those that are just really cheesy and stupid.
It sounds right up your alley.
Yeah.
I know. I liked it. I'm not saying it was bad. So, yeah, I'd check out Scare Package. I think it was like a Shudder original. So
Great name. Great name. I'm already on board.
Yeah.
Is it on Hulu or Netflix?
It's on Plex.
No.
So, yeah, Scare Package. Watch it. It's a good one. But it wasn't the slapper of the week.
Can we guess names of what your slapper of the week was?
No, you never get it.
I know. I was trying to come up with something ridiculous, but
Ding! Deep Dark.
what was that snort for?
I was expecting something sillier like Spaghetti Man or Noodle Hand Guy or whatever the other one was.
Deep Dark is so generic a name.
Yeah, it was just so generic.
Yeah.
I was like, of course.
Yeah, it's about a artist who's down on his luck.
Oh.
Sucks.
I would have guessed Mole Men.
No, that was last week.
Oh, that's right.
But he moves into this house and there's like a hole in the wall that talks to him. And it helps him make his art, and then whatever it does, everyone loves the art. Like it's just
It's like his
crazy.
muse.
Say what?
His
yeah.
muse?
No, not really, because it's creating stuff for him to. He makes mobiles.
Oh, like you hang above baby care?
Yes.
Okay.
Those type of mobiles.
Okay.
And it just like spits out these weird fucking things that he puts on them, and people fall for him. They're like, "Oh my god, this is so great! I'll give you $50,000."
So it's like the beginning of Seventh Guest.
sure,
Ooh,
yeah,
with
there we go.
yeah. Good call.
But then the whole starts getting jealous of him because he's out late with ladies and stuff. It's fucking weird.
But you recommend it.
Hey, I don't say I recommend the slappers of the week.
fair
Saying
point.
It's the strangest movie I was watched this week.
A hole gets jealous of an artist that he lives with.
Yep. There
Well,
you go.
The tagline is: an aspiring sculptor falls in love with a talking hole in the wall when it starts to produce award-winning art. Coming in at a slim 1 hour 19 minutes.
Perfect slap time.
That's slap time. It's between 80 and 90 minutes for sure.
So he falls in love with the hole. Is there some unnecessary sex scenes in it?
There is a sex scene with the
Oh,
wall.
God
yeah, I
damn
kind of
it.
assumed it.
Well, that's kind of what made it the slappiest.
You guys want to watch it after this? Like immediately?
As long as you fuck something inanimate, it's a slapper.
Probably. Anyway, let's get on to, I don't know, news or something.
Oh, sweet. I've got news. You guys want to hear some news?
For sure.
So the first piece of news, which isn't looking great for anybody, is that listing came out for the new 2K, the NBA 2K game that is supposedly going to be on PS5, and it came out at $70 right out the gate. So now there's a trend. They're starting to look at it, and analysts are starting to say, hey, PS5 generation type games might be $70 base now.
That doesn't surprise me.
They've
I mean,
been
they've
$60
been
for a year.
Yeah.
How long now? 15 years.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Like we're like way overdue for a price increase because they were $60 since like what, 06?
Nintendo, for fuck's sake.
Wonder if it's cheaper if you get the digital one.
Now would be the time to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 50 for the digital day one and 70 for in person or something,
Or even 60,
copy or something
70.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, then they'd have to start putting books back in. Because who just wants the disc?
that's fair.
Oh, yeah,
I
you'd
think
have to try and add some stuff to the thing.
Yeah, like stickers or something.
something.
Yeah,
literally
bumper
anything.
sticker.
Bumper sticker.
Some of those old iron-on things for your backpacks.
Oh, man, that'd be so cool.
That would be cool. I don't know if they're worth $10, but
So are you guys? I mean, it just seems like that's what we're going to be dealing with.
I mean, they got to make money too, I guess.
Well, yeah, if they get rid of fucking microtransactions in every fucking game, that'd be
Well,
fine.
NBA 2K's got to have microtransactions in it.
I don't
Oh yeah,
know.
for sure.
Do they have like packs of cards? Like
I'm assuming they do,
FIFA
like
and
every
shit?
other game.
Yeah.
It is EA, right?
No, NBA 2K is Mariner or something like that. I forget who.
Oh, maybe they won't.
Not
Maybe.
EA though. It's a different company.
But I would assume they do.
They have to squeeze the money out somehow.
Yeah.
But also another big piece of news that came out: Far Cry 6 was announced.
Yeah, I seen that. Somebody leaked the video of it.
Yeah, it's going to be the main enemy is Anton Castillo, who's going to be played by Breaking Bad's Giancarlo Esposito, who was the Gus Fring.
Ah, that's fair. I mean, he made a good bad guy.
He was
So-
a great bad guy.
None of the Far Cries have anything to do with the other Far Cries, right?
They were in the same area.
Well, no. 'Cause
Primal and regular.
Far Cry 3 is the only one I played, and that's definitely not like Far Cry 5.
I think 1 and 2 took place in the same island, but then after that, it was just fictional places. Different fictional places doing the exact same shit.
Yeah.
That's what people have been saying. Like, well, that's cool that Far Cry 6, is announced. That sounds cool. But is it going to be the same fucking game that New Dawn was, and that 5 was, and that 4 was, and that 3 was?
Yeah, nobody said that about Grand Theft Auto, though, you know.
That's
Well,
true.
because Grand Theft Auto is only one thing.
Well, so is Far Cry then, really. I mean, it can't be a Far Cry
Yeah,
game
but
if
there's
it's not the same.
there's at least the semblance of a story in Far Cry.
I don't know.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto isn't like as in depth as Need for Speed Underground or something.
Well, there's stories in fucking Grand Theft Auto.
There's all
there?
kinds of
Yeah,
stories.
there's a real story mode.
And all kinds of side stories and other crazy shit going on.
Ooh, let me finish these side missions.
My favorite is the one where you join the game's version of the Scientologists and then murder everybody.
Yeah.
Is that really a Grand Theft Auto? I mean, a Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo. No, I think you're getting confused, man.
Other piece of news. The developers of the game Superhot are releasing a standalone game called Superhot Mind Control Delete, and it's going to be free for paying non-VR users.
I don't think I
So
want to...
how's it free for paying players?
If you bought the original Superhot, then the game is going to be free.
If you have the VR.
If you do not have VR, because there's a standalone non-VR version of the game, and then there's the VR version.
Okay.
I don't think I'd want to play a non-VR version.
Yeah, the VR version is pretty fucking sweet. It's tough.
A non-VR version just seems like it would be Braid, sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, they're giving it away for free if you paid for it, so that's pretty cool. And now it's time for our favorite segment, which is made up bullshit that might happen. Speculation, blind speculation. A veteran leaker with several correct predictions under their belt is saying that the new Silent Hill game will be for PlayStation 5 and it'll be revealed in August or early September. That's it.
Is that really a leak?
Yeah, that's not a leak at all.
Well,
could guess that.
there's been no news whatsoever about a new Silent Hill game. Nothing official. So they're saying a new game will be released for that generation and sometime soonish.
All right, fair enough.
Your wild speculations are getting less and less wildly
I
speculative.
want people, when they talk about Chump Slap, to The veteran leaker.
Yeah, I know. He has like 4 or 5 correct predictions under his belt. He's like Nostradamus of fucking video games.
He has 1,000 leaks a week, but he's got 6 right.
Start doing them in like cryptic rhymes like Nostradamus.
There we go.
Like, a gun shall be had. And mod it you will.
Legendary shall it be.
Yeah. And then they look back and like, oh, he was talking about Tom Clancy's season 2 in that one.
Destiny 3.
Yeah.
Damn.
Some other bullshit. So that's all the news I got. That's it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's enough for to wet my whistle.
All right, well then how about we get into this game? How does that sound?
Ooh, let's.
Yeah, let's do that.
So this week we are talking about the PlayStation 1 fondly remembered by everybody in the world classic Vagrant Story.
Never heard of it.
Me neither. It was released February 10th in Japan and May 15th in the United States in the year of our Lord 2000, which I believe was about 18 months before. You know what?
9/11.
That's it. We haven't been saying that in a while.
I know.
Yeah, like 50 episodes.
Rest in peace, Twin Towers.
Yep, it was made for PlayStation 1, proprietary, developed by Square, and published by Square EA. It is an action-adventure JRPG, written by Yasumi Matsuno and Jun Akiyama.
You're getting good at this.
I just say it real fast, and then it sounds confident.
We don't even know if he's even got the right names for people.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I know they're definitely the writers. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it anywhere near close. But Jun Akiyama also was the mind behind Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy Tactics. So he's been in the Final Fantasy world for a while. And he's the creative director on those, I believe.
Okay.
So, Dr. Syintist, this is your pick, buddy. How about you give us a little lead into the story and tell us what's going to happen?
Are you both serious that you never heard of it?
Yes.
So I guess you didn't play it.
No, I didn't play it. I remember hearing the name here and there, but I've never, looking at the gameplay, I've never seen anything.
No, I've seen the cover before, but it's nothing. I haven't heard anybody. I don't know anybody who's played it.
I mean, I played it plenty of times.
I don't know anybody who's played it.
I'm not friends with anybody who's played it. So there's that. Oh, Christ. So what's the deal? What are we talking about here, Dr. Syintist?
Well, it's like you said, an action adventure JRPG. The combat is done like that style, sort of. I don't know if you watched any of the combat.
No, I wanted to though.
It looked exactly, not exactly, but the combat was the same as Parasite Eve.
Yeah, it was made in that time after like Resident Evil and Final Fantasy VII, where they just started like greenlighting every RPG and like, all right, we got all this money from those. Let's just make whatever we can.
This was PS1, you
Yeah.
said? Yeah, it looked pretty good for PS1.
I was going to say it looks amazing for PlayStation 1. Good for them.
Anyway, the game opens up at like a very shady political meeting, it seems. Like a backdoor senator thing, whatever. And it's these guys talking about a group called Muhlenkamp, led by a man named Sidney Lestrade or something like that. And he has broken into the Duke's place and taken the Duke and everyone there hostage. And he's got crazy demands like releasing Muhlenkamp, the people that they have arrested, and the abdication of the cardinal who's leading the government sort of this nation of Valendia.
Oh, but he didn't take the Duke, did he?
They think he did here, but
Oh, okay.
he didn't find out later.
Oh, my bad.
But
Spoiler.
if I read this correctly, if I saw the thing, if I put shit together right, there was
worked.
So this was like kind of back in the day, sort of where the church was just as powerful as like the government, and they're kind of like going at each other a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's set in a place like that because one of the guys goes off on a big anti-religious rant in the beginning.
Yeah, okay.
That's true.
Because like, they're in a civil war, sort of, I think, between...
There's
the church
there's
and the
tension
government.
there. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
And so they tell a guy standing in the background whose name is Ashley Riot, who is the main protagonist of the story.
Great name, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in Japanese. But they tell him to go and, I guess, save the Duke and find out what's going on there, stop Muhlenkamp. And there's someone there he'll meet, Calo Morelos. She'll fill you in when you get there.
All right.
So it cuts to the Duke's manor. And this woman, Calo Morelos, is standing outside. And Ashley walks up and they discuss what's happening. And she says the Duke isn't captive, but the Cardinals' forces have attacked. Because, well, Muhlenkamp's there, so the Cardinal sent his guys in to try and fight Muhlenkamp and stuff. And that she was waiting for the reinforcements. And Ashley's like, I am the reinforcements.
Boom.
And he kind of just walks in the building as it's burning.
He is all business.
And she's like, you can't go in alone.
Yeah. And this is where the tutorial starts in the game, if I remember correctly.
Now, did they know at this point, before they even went in, that the Duke wasn't there?
Yeah, she told him when he got there that the Duke wasn't in there, but just the rest of his family was.
Yeah, Merlos had the info.
Yeah. Who is another, you're called a risk breaker, which I guess is just like a Navy SEAL. Mm-hmm. And she's
That's
also
what I got, like a special forces type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like spec ops.
Yeah, but which side are you on? Are you on the government side?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Valendia Knights Republic or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So you break into the manor because you're trying to save the people in there. And you see the Crimson Blades are attacking. The Crimson Blades are the force for the Cardinal. I guess because the Cardinal has his own army, sort of. Mm-hmm. And you hear them talking that they can't find Sydney, so they keep searching. And then the man who's leading the Crimson Blades attacks, who they don't tell you here, but you find out later his name is Guildenstern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got very confused with him and Grissom.
Oh, I always got confused between him and Rosencrantz, but...
Well, Rosencrantz had that fucking stupid cross on his chest. He was easy to point out, but like I don't know why. They just look like the same people. I was like, who's talking now?
Well, I got mixed up because Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are from Macbeth or
Shakespeare
Hamlet.
or something.
Yeah.
King Lear, I think?
Sounds right.
No, they were Hamlet. It was Hamlet.
Hamlet, yeah. And he orders that all the hostages have to get killed. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So Ashley Riot goes in, and he eventually runs into Sydney and his friend Hardin, who is kind of his second in command, looking for something.
And Sydney had, our mech arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I don't even know what to call them. I think of like, what's that game you just played that you didn't like and you played it all over again? And...
The Last of Us 2?
No. With the arm that grabbed things and you could pull to. Dark Souls-ish.
All right.
Sekiro?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, man. We're awesome.
Thank you. But Ashley Riot's there. And, well, actually, Hardin leaves with the Duke's kid, who is someone they just came to kidnap.
Yes, and they were looking for something. They just overhear him saying, "Can't find it anywhere."
They're looking for a key, I believe.
Yeah.
But Ashley Riot walks in, and he's like, "Stop or I'll shoot." And then Sydney doesn't stop, so he shoots.
Boom. Right in the chesticle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he kind of... Then Hardin walks in with the kid, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And Ashley Riot turns around, and then as he's turned around, Sydney gets up and just knocks him out.
He can't shoot me.
Yeah, I can't die from a crossbow bolt to the chest.
Before we really get into the story here, what is the deal with the fashion in this world? Because I'm pretty sure Ashley Riot's wearing assless chaps the entire time.
Oh, yeah, he is. Definitely.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
That is a slappy detail. I would.
Yeah.
Dude, and
Part of
Sydney's
slap
pants
culture.
like start right above his dick.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that. And Rosencrantz is in like a kind of leathery sex outfit.
They're all kind of in, except the women. The women are dressed kind of conservatively.
Well, except for the one who's like in a short schoolgirl outfit.
I mean, comparatively.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, Ashley's running around the whole game in assless chaps. I can't believe you didn't notice.
Oh, my God. So ashamed of myself.
Oh boy.
But as Ashley's on the ground, Sydney tells Hardin to go to Leomond, and he'll meet him there. And then Sydney invokes his magic and calls a giant wyvern to attack. And this is the first tutorial boss fight.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Difference between wyvern and dragon? Is it the front arms?
In this game, yes.
Okay. Because I was like, hey, that's a dragon. Hey, that one's not.
I always assumed they were similar. I mean, in D&D, they're different
Yeah.
and everything else, but they're essentially big reptilian winged monsters.
All right.
And as you're fighting this wyvern, Sydney escapes.
Mm-hmm.
Then it cuts to a scene of the Duke in his other residence. Fucking spoiled brat. And he's told that the Crimson Blades attacked and it wasn't the King's men, but the Cardinals and stuff. And he's like, well, tell them to burn the manor.
Burn it down. What about the hostages?
Yeah, to burn it. We can't leave any witnesses. Sydney used his wyvern and
Can't have anybody knowing about this wyvern.
kill them all. Kill them all.
Yeah, that was very confusing. It's like, well, there was an existence of magic, so we must murder everyone, including my son. Fuck him.
It all comes to fruition later.
Ooh, foreshadow.
Yeah. But he tells him to burn it and that he'll deal with the Crimson Blades and the government in Leomond. And then it gives you a little brief history of what Leomond was. It's an ancient city in this Valendian nation. It's about 2,000 years old. And 25 years ago, there was a huge earthquake that destroyed it. And everybody's moved out.
Yeah, but it didn't destroy the underground labyrinth that leads to it.
Nope.
It must have been magic.
Yeah. So, since Ashley knows that's where he's going, he's going to go to Leomond and try and figure out what the Crimson Blades and Sydney and the Mulan camp are doing.
Oh.
So he heads there. And he meets Callow there.
Oh, yeah. She's coming with, right?
Yeah, of course. And she's like, this is the only way in because it's on like an island sort of by itself. So the only way in is through these underground tunnels. And this is where the actual game starts. When you walk down the thing into the tunnels and the door locks behind you.
Here's my question. Obviously, they set up Callow as someone who's going to be like your number 2 and be there the whole game, but she just pretty much disappears after this, doesn't she?
Yeah, you're
Till
like,
the end.
Yeah, you
can't come with me. You don't have any battle experience.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Leomond, that there was an earthquake 25 years ago, they said.
Yeah.
And it killed a lot of people, and it was just supposedly abandoned? Is that what we're...
Yes.
Okay.
But people thought it was too dangerous to stay there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But did people know about the dead walking around?
Some of them did. Some of them didn't.
They were just rumors, like, if you want to go see it.
I assume the higher ups knew about it.
Yeah, obviously.
Interesting.
Well, actually, before you enter the sewers, Callow tells you that Sydney and the Mulan camp court are in cahoots with the Duke, and she doesn't know what their plan is, but it's something. That Sydney's some sort of powerful prophet for this, whatever. And then Ashley Riot enters the cellars to head towards Leomond, telling Callow to stay there. He's like, you can't come with me. You're a noob. So he locks the door, and then after Ashley leaves, Callow turns around, and Sydney's there.
Oh, Sydney was right behind him.
Blah, blah, blah. So does he, like, take her or abduct her? What?
Yeah, right here, I assume, is when he
Takes
goes.
her prisoner for the rest of the game, pretty much.
And I know we'll get into it, but I don't remember her coming back. Does she come back at all?
You see her.
She's in the story a lot.
Yeah, she's in the story quite a few times.
Okay, because I got really all the females in this story, I got very
There's
confused.
two.
But I kept thinking that Callow was like Sydney's girlfriend.
No, she was this Callow from the beginning.
Oh
She's
man,
prisoner of Hardin and Sydney.
Yeah, and he keeps calling her Merlots.
I believe her hands are tied the entire time.
Yeah, behind her back.
No, that's silly. No, I would have definitely seen that.
Yeah, and I would have seen assless chaps. Here we are.
Yeah.
Fair point. Can't argue with that.
So your game starts as you travel through the cellars. There's also, well, this is a sidetrack about the game. There's also like a cool little crafting mechanic for weapons. Like you can
Oh, so it's like Minecraft.
sort of.
Oh
yes.
shit.
You can like combine silver and gold weapons and get stronger weapons and put different things. And they each have affinities, like dealing damage to certain creatures or elementals.
Interesting.
But it's very in-depth. It's very good. So as you're traveling through the cellars, you see various Crimson Blades searching around. And you come across the scene where Guildenstern tells all the Crimson Blades to just kill everybody they find. Who isn't a Crimson Blade, I guess.
Is this when you see the guys talking about the grimoires? It's like, oh, that floating stone is from a grimoire.
Yeah, because some of them know about magic, and those stones are
That's
magical.
blasphemous.
Yeah.
It may be blasphemous, but I know what I see.
And at one of these little side things, Ashley like passes out and has a vision of just a couple people at a picnic in a tree, and that kind of ends right there for now.
Yeah.
You make your way through the cellars, you fight a Minotaur.
Classic.
Yep. First boss.
Dude, I saw the Minotaur come out, and when I was watching the cutscene movie and writing down my notes, it took me like 2 days to remember what the hell they were called. Like, my mind was blank on the word Minotaur. I'm like, I know I saw that. I've seen it before. It's a goat leg man. Wait, no, that's not what they call him.
It's a bull-headed person.
It's a bull mouth. No. It took like 2 days where I was like, shit, it's a Minotaur, isn't it?
And then you were shitting one day and you were like, Minotaur.
I'm pretty sure it was like the shower thought when your mind is just completely blank,
Yeah.
and it just popped in there. Oh, but that was embarrassing. That took way too long.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
So and then after you beat the Minotaur, Sydney shows up and starts taunting Ashley. Like, you have no soul, haha, blah, blah, blah.
Your soul is shit.
Yeah. My soul's so much better.
Yeah, your wife and son are garbage. You killed them.
So then he kind of has a vision of someone killing his wife, and his child at this picnic that he saw before.
Isn't this when he's like, even if you didn't kill, you let him die. You weren't there to save
Yeah,
him.
he says stuff like that to him, trying to egg him on.
I have a lot of questions about this, but we can save that for the end.
All right. And then he kind of disappears, and he says something. The city will release your power. You aren't strong enough now. Come get me, and you'll see. And then he kind of just
This
disappears.
is like standard bad guy antagonizing shit,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Well, they also introduce the undead here because that happens a lot in the game.
So we fight a dead knight.
Yeah, and you find out that undead kind of go through this town and come over. I like this one where they cut to like a scene of just Sid drawing glyphs on the floor. And he's talking to Hardin, and he tells Hardin that Ashley is special, and that all of his plans have to do with Ashley, and he needs Ashley alive. And then Hardin's complaining that the Blades will soon take them over and kill us, but Sid's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." And he just kind of
calm down, Hardin.
Yeah, really.
You're already freaking out.
I summoned a wyvern, and you're expecting me to do what?
We didn't even get into the town yet. Psycho.
He summoned the wyvern, and like everybody was completely not impressed about this at all.
Yeah.
Like, dragons are supposed to be like a myth or the old time bullshit, or they don't actually exist. He made it happen. Everyone's like, "Oh, yep, killed a dragon today."
These guys with swords are going to come kill us.
Yeah.
Remember, I got shot in the chest with a crossbow bolt?
Yeah, seriously.
And I was like mildly inconvenienced.
It's like, that was you, but I'm going to get shot.
Then you also see, like, Callow has a vision here because she is with them this whole time, even though Poppascotch didn't see it.
No,
Of like,
I don't know why. I just thought those were two different people.
of like a child, and kind of just out of the corner of her eye and disappears.
Yeah, she keeps seeing this, like, it looks like a ghost kid.
Yeah. And weird things are being said in her head, like he intends to die and blah, blah, blah.
That's her power unlocking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you fight a couple more bosses, and, well, this is actually right. He fights a couple more bosses, and he comes out of the cellars, and he's in Leomond proper, like the city now.
Boom, right next to a clock tower.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And he sees the Crimson Blades searching for him and Muhlenkamp, all of Sydney's kind of thing. And then someone here explains that when you die in Leomond, you don't actually die. It's an incomplete death. So that explains the undead people you fight throughout the game.
Yeah, because their souls don't die.
Yeah, this was like classic JRPG. Let's explain it 9 fucking times in a row, and then reword our explanation, and then explain the same thing again. It's like, dude, I got it. Like, they're zombies. It's good. I'm good.
Did they ever give this guy a name? Like, is this blonde bowl cut dude?
Yeah, I think they're just generic soldier
He's
one.
just, commander or something.
But they also say something about that the Cardinal wants immortality, and he's trying to get there before Sid does.
Yeah, all right.
Explaining why the Cardinal cares about this.
Why all these people are going after Sid.
Yeah. So you fight off a bunch of the Crimson Blades, and then you end up going underground again, beating a couple of bosses.
Here we see Hardin fucking crying to Sydney again.
Well, this is where one of Ashley's powers manifests, and he can see through Merlos's eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is this his clairvoyance, as they call it?
Yes, they call
Gotcha.
it clairvoyance.
What I don't understand why he can all of a sudden do that. Is it did Lemon bring it out of him or?
Yeah, they explained. I don't know if they explained it before or after, but people who have powers, their powers become stronger in Leomond.
Oh, okay.
Something
Gotcha.
about the darkness swelling there.
Yeah. So he sees through, and it's just Hardin and what's his name, Sydney, talking about this being a losing battle. Well, Hardin's talking about being a losing battle, and that the Cardinal has attacked. And Sydney's like, well, he just took his right time. He was ready to strike when he had to.
Does Sydney he doesn't convince him, he just makes him believe, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like,
Yeah, you find out later that's a power Sydney has.
yeah. He's like, listen here, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. He's like, I'll take care of Guildenstern. Don't worry about the blades.
I also thought it was super interesting that throughout the whole game, as like an observer, you get the feeling that Sydney's the bad guy, but he's not really in charge of much. Like he's barely ahead of the Duke and his men. You know,
Yeah,
like he's looking
well, the
for the
Cardinal
thing,
and his
but
men, yeah.
the Cardinal, sorry, and then they're just he's like barely holding on, and Hardin like so many times is like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. He's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's not like a Bond villain that has like that smug sense of I'm the crazy bad guy and I'm in charge and I know what's best.
No, yeah. He just looks like, look, trust me, shit's going to be okay. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a scene of Guildenstern inspecting parts of the town and talking to
Samantha,
that's her name, and saying that the Cardinals stop Muhlenkamp and save these Grimoires from falling into the wrong hands, because the Grimoires in the game actually give you magical spells.
Oh.
And they're talking about finding the Grand Grimoire.
The Grand Grimoire that has all the power, and that's what Sid's looking for. It's the ultimate codex of everything.
Yes.
And then Sydney shows up here on the other side of like an iron gate and talks a little bit to Guildenstern. And I don't exactly remember what he said, but I just wrote down, your church is a farce, is what Sydney said.
Mm-hmm. So true.
If I had a nickel.
All right.
So cut back to Ashley, and he's fighting through some underground things and beats a giant crab.
Giant crab. There it is.
There it is. Yep.
Giant crab enemy.
Always giant crabs. And he comes out of the underground and he ends up in this forest-like area with snow flies, they call them. Then he gets to see through Samantha's eyes as Guildenstern is talking to Nisa, Commander Nisa, who is just, I guess, an elite of the Cardinals' forces.
Yeah,
Maybe.
she's just some type of higher up.
Yeah, maybe a mercenary, because they talk about hiring mercenaries or something. But
No, she definitely had the crest.
oh, okay.
I assume she was one of the...
Her and
Crimson.
who's the other guy? Tiga or something like that?
Yeah, Tiger and Grissom.
Tiger.
or something.
Tiger, Grissom, and Nisa are kind of like a group. It cuts to a scene of after Ashley walks out into the snowflower forest, another man, a fellow risk breaker, walks up out of the thing.
Oh, shit.
First time you get to meet Rosencrantz.
Rosencrantz with your leather cross chest.
Yeah. And he tells that he was sent by the VKP to help Ashley riot. Mm-hmm. He's like, you don't know anything that's going on. You're a fool. And then he starts explaining that they knew this place was full of undead and that Leomond is a wellspring for magic.
Yep.
And they just didn't tell Ashley for some reason.
Yeah, and Ashley is not buying it.
No. And that this is an old city of, I guess they call it Chaldean. I don't know exactly what they are, but it was ruled by a sorceress named Muhlenkamp, which is what Sydney gets his group's name from.
So the Muhlenkamp are they're kind of like witches?
Yes. Sort of.
Oh, okay. Okay. That
And
makes
they're
more
kind
sense.
of descendants of these first people who made the city.
Yeah, okay. That's why they can do all this magic and shit.
And then for some reason, Ashley is offended by all this and threatens Rosencrantz. Like, get me evidence, which I guess is a good route to take.
He's like, look at my suit. Where am I going to keep it?
Yeah.
Nice. Assless chaps.
So then Ashley walks away with his ass hanging out. And there's a...
Doesn't he tell him, like, follow the snowflies
Yeah.
and you'll find...
The snowflies
That's like where the
lead
darkness is, or
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
at this part, it's kind of like a lost forest where it repeats if you go the wrong way. And
Oh, okay.
oh, that makes more sense.
he just says follow the flies, and it's kind of hard to follow in the game. And then as soon as you walk away, Grissom walks up the steps And Rosencrantz and Grissom start having a conversation.
Yeah.
But something off with Sidney. He's like, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little weird. What are you gonna do?
This place is increasing his dark powers, so who knows what will happen. So,
So Grissom and Rosencrantz are in cahoots, right?
Rosencrantz is in cahoots with everybody.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's like, I'll take both sides.
Yeah, just to play it out, whoever wins, wins, and on the winning side.
Yeah, he's the Mac of the group.
There we go.
So, but what was his goal? Rosencrantz's his goal.
I don't know if we know yet.
Do we ever find out? I guess we will.
We might have, and I missed it. I mean, I fucking missed the fact that what's her name was in the whole story.
So, Ashley's going through the forest, and the first snowflies take you to a giant dragon.
Boom. Not a wyvern.
No, it's a dragon this time. And then as soon as you beat that, the snowflies change because the evil's somewhere else.
Oh.
And cuts to a scene as you go through the forest. Then it cuts to a scene of Sidney and Grissom talking, and they're having a battle. And Grissom like summons up some kind of magic,
Some type of suit armor.
yeah. And Sidney's like, "You're a joke," and kills him. Like, you're not powerful enough. But then, of course, as is this game's wont, Grissom stands up. He's like, "You're wrong," and then he summons a giant suit of armor.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of like a Dullahan. I think that's what they're called in the game, but the headless spirits of Celtic mythology, I believe.
Oh, yes, of course. How's doubles
Yeah,
mean?
we all knew that.
And so in this battle, then you have to fight him. It's you and Sidney against Dullahan and Grissom.
Oh, so you're on Sydney's side,
Yes,
huh?
because he's attacking both of you.
Okay.
And then after this, Sid says to Ashley, "If you want the truth, just ask the dead. The earthquakes are intentional, blah, blah, blah." And then then he explains that his power is that he doesn't know the past. He can just see people's visions of the past. That's how he knows what people are doing. So he gives Ashley a vision of what actually happened to the family. Ooh. And it cuts back to the family eating the picnic under the tree, and then them getting killed viciously by some soldiers, and it turns out the soldier was Ashley.
Oh, no, he killed his own quote-unquote wife.
Actually, they were just innocent people. He was trying to kill somebody else, and he
thought it was his wife and kid, right?
Here's where I got very confused about this, because in the first flashback, whatever sequence, he was hanging out there with his wife and kid. They were all good. Then apparently in one of them, his wife and kid died. And now in this one, he was just there. It's like, you killed these people. It's like, well, they fucking saw some shit they shouldn't have. They weren't supposed to be here. They had to die, obviously. Duh.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the same. It's obviously the same place, the same tree.
Yeah, it's all the same memory.
Well, Sidney explains that the VKP who run the Risk Breakers, who were running the thing, made him forget, I guess, with some sort of magic or something. And
they used that vengeance to make him an assassin.
He killed the wrong people, and he used that because he felt bad about it. They used that to turn him into one of these Risk Breakers.
Yeah.
And that he's been manipulated the whole time.
Yeah, says the guy who can manipulate your own memories.
Right.
He says that's why he's been slowly remembering these skills. Because in the game, you also have skills. You have skills in magic. And as you go up levels, you get more skills. And he says that's why you're remembering them, because they're coming back to you because you're here. He's like, just keep following me and you'll figure this all out. Then it cuts to a cutscene of Guildenstern and Samantha looking at all the glyphs.
The whole city's got these glyphs
they're
everywhere.
covered everywhere. They're
It's a circle of magic.
He explains that the city is a circle of magic, yes. And the center is the Great Cathedral, which is where everybody is heading.
It's the only place to go.
Sidney and Muhlenkamp, they are, and Ashley's heading there. And that the Grand Grimoire is actually the entire town.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Yeah,
The Grand Grimoire was inside all of us.
the whole time. Yes.
Got it.
Mark that on your bingo board.
Yeah. And assless chaps. That's in one of the corners.
This whole scene is like weird because Ashley's kind of around the corner listening to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern and Sam talk.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have to be because he can
Yeah.
astral project and shit.
Well, yeah, he's seeing through Sam's eyes, even though he's like 5 feet away. And Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have a fight because they're yelling at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finally find out where Ashley is because Samantha figures out that he's around.
Yeah, she has powers too, I assume.
Maybe.
Because she's like, I feel him.
I thought she just knew because she was seeing.
He was using
through
her eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
But then Guildenstern says, Rosencrantz, take kill of him. Take kill of him.
Take kill of him.
Take care of him. Kill him. So then you fight Rosencrantz.
Uh-huh.
Which makes him not seem like your friend from fucking 10 minutes ago, but whatever.
But he tells you about stuff.
Yeah, he tells you that he was also in the group that killed those innocent people.
He killed the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stabbed him right through the back.
Yeah. Oh, what a tough guy.
Well, I think they were supposed to kill another wife and kid, but they ended up killing the wrong ones.
Well, this is where he's like,
Yeah.
but they saw what we did, so we had to kill him. We had to get rid of all
Yeah, we had to get rid
witnesses.
of everybody. Because the risk breakers were just like, I don't know.
assassins. of
Hatchet
some
men,
sort.
yeah. And that they were part of it. And Ashley and Rosencrantz both felt bad and wanted to repent. But so to do that, they tried to leave, but Ashley got caught and brainwashed. I have something about get back at the rich. But he also explains that Sydney has the key to the power of this place. So you got to kind of hurry up.
Yeah.
And now the game starts to get into like overdrive as everybody approaches the Grand Cathedral at the same time. Well, you get in there by yourself and you have to fight all kinds of bosses all the way up. It's like a huge boss
Yeah,
rush.
but nobody else. Everyone's already there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we didn't even have to. We didn't see those bosses.
After you beat a couple of bosses, you do your clairvoyance thing again, and you have a vision of Merlot's and the Duke's son. And I believe it's Hardin telling Merlot's and the son this.
Yes.
And he says that the Duke is trying to destroy the city so he can get absolution for all his sins. If he destroys all this darkness, that he hopes that he'll be forgiven and be allowed into heaven.
Yeah, he doesn't want to die before the city's destroyed.
Yeah, and then he wants to end the Muhlenkamp bloodline, which is, at this moment, I believe you know it's just him and the Duke's kid.
Yeah, that's why they took the kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you find out now that Merlot's has the powers of figuring out what people are thinking, telepathy, sort of. I wrote The Power of Heart from Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Yeah, because doesn't fucking Grissom, he's like, stop fucking doing that.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what I'm thinking, or you know what I'm feeling.
And yeah, well, it's Hardin, actually, at this time.
Yeah, okay.
But and then Hardin tells him to stop, and that Sid has lots of power, Sydney. And that he's getting stronger and stronger as we approach. So it cuts back to Ashley, and you go through a bunch of bosses again.
This is where you fight the head bird.
Yep, a cockatrice as it is in the game. But
It's just a big head with a bird head.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
hey, PS1 graphics.
I know, but it looks so
Yeah.
cool.
And as you're trying to exit this place that you're in, you run into Tiger and Nisa arguing with an undead Grissom. And so you fight Tiger and Nissa, and you beat them, and they run away. And then you see Grissom as he's been filled with darkness.
Right.
And he starts to hear voices like, kill everybody. Just do it.
that's
I
pretty
assume
neat.
he's slowly turning into a zombie or something.
Exactly.
I just had in my notes here, I guess everyone is magic now.
Well, he died, so he doesn't get an incomplete death.
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah, he was killed by Ashley and Sid in the fight.
that's true. We see him later, though, I think, too.
Yeah, he's still undead, but cut to a couple of Ashley boss fights again, blah, blah, blah.
Everyone's at the cathedral at this point.
Yep.
Yep.
Cuts to Merlot and Hardin again. Merlot's and Hardin. And she is digging into Hardin's memories, I guess, and finds out that he was part of a group that needed money and took the weapon. They were in the army, I guess, and they sold weapons to people. And to avoid prison, he snitched on a bunch of people.
Oh, he 69'd it.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it. You got me.
And as you know, snitches get stitches.
Yeah, he does.
And they also lied to him. So not only did the people he was in cahoots with get arrested, he also got arrested.
That's what you get, you snitch.
Yeah. And and he's all upset because he escaped prison and all of his co-conspirators, I guess, are dead from whatever. And then he's like, Merlot, stop. And he goes to hit Merlot's, and then he gets shot in the back. And he kind of just drops. And it is Guildenstern? This is where I started mixing up Guildenstern and Rosencrantz.
Yeah.
Definitely Guildenstern.
Yes, Gilden tries to get Hardin, tries to get info out of him or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it cuts to Ashley doing a couple flashlights, and then it cuts back to this.
Yeah.
And he's like, he wants to know where Sydney is.
It's like, what's all this blood sin shit I'm hearing about?
Yeah.
Something about a key?
Yeah. Where's this key that he's looking for? What's he doing? The Cardinal's badass. We'll get you all. Trust us. Better tell us.
Yeah.
And amazingly, this might be the first video game ever where torture doesn't really work.
No.
Ooh.
He's like, I ain't telling you shit, son.
And then, I guess, as Hardin is slowly bleeding out, Guildenstern tricks him by making himself look like Sydney, making Guildenstern look like Sydney. And he asks about the key, and Hardin lets slip that the key is called the Blood Sin, and this makes Guildenstern realize that the key is actually the tattoo on Sydney's back.
Yeah, because somehow he knew about something in the past about the tattoo being a blood sin.
Part of the Mulen camp, when they were convicted as witches, they would get the tattoo. Mm-hmm. So people would know who they are.
He's like, they called it the blood sin. That's right.
Yeah. And then he's like, thanks for telling me. Then it cuts to a scene. All right, is this Sydney and Rosencrantz?
Yep, Rosen and Sydney fight.
I have all of these mixed up. But Rosencrantz asks why he's trying to get Ashley riots, and Sydney explains that he thinks Ashley would use the darkness for good. He thinks that Ashley will take the powers he's getting and be a force for good after they eliminate all the Muhlenkamp bloodline.
Yeah, he wants to give all the power to Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah. This part got confusing as hell.
Well, the power has to go somewhere, so he wants to, after it leaves the Muhlenkamp bloodline, he wants to give it to Ashley.
Okay, I get it.
And
not confusing anymore.
Then Rosencrantz and Sid have a face-off. And Rosencrantz is like, I'm immune to your powers. And Sydney's like, you haven't seen all my powers yet.
Yeah. Boom, dead.
And then it kind of like cuts to a scene of Ashley Riot walking into the room of that Rosencrantz and Sydney are in. And Rosencrantz hits Ashley, and kind of knocks him out a little bit as he's waxing poetic towards Sydney. He's like, name me your successor. Nobody else is good enough. Look at him. He's unconscious on the floor.
Yeah.
And then Rosencrantz and Sid having more fights, and Sydney's like, I'm way too powerful for you. And then he's like, watch this, and then makes a statue come alive behind Rosencrantz and kill him.
That was so cool. So badass.
Yeah.
That was pretty great. I was not a fan of Rosencrantz, mostly because I didn't know what he was doing.
No, he was too...
I think he was trying to take Ashley's place.
Do you see the symbolism here that the three-faced statue killed him?
No, I did not. Good eye. Good eye, Chump Slap.
Thank you.
But after it kills Rosencrantz, Sydney kind of disappears, and Ashley's left to fight them. So you fight that monster. And you fight several other bosses along this way. Now the real fucking end game comes, because you're fighting bosses all the time, almost every battle.
And at this point, you're just like, look, I don't even give a fuck. I'm just trying to save Merlos, right?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because you have to like backtrack a couple of times in this castle. Like you go beat a boss here, and it opens up a path somewhere else, and you have to go back to that place and fight a boss. And
little Metroidvania.
yeah,
I was just going to say, does that make it a Metroidvania? Does it?
So next, as you're fighting these bosses, it cuts to a scene of Sydney getting to the place where Guildenstern, Hardin, and Merlot are, where all of that was taking place. And Guildenstern and Sid kind of start having a conversation, and Guildenstern talks about basically what he wants to do, and it makes him seem like he just wants to be a dictator's tyrant. Like, I'm going to tell all these losers who don't make money what to do. They need a direction.
Yeah.
And now you also find out a big spoiler.
Oh, my God.
That Sydney is the Duke's son.
Yeah, they don't even, like, go over. He just says it, like, in passing.
He's like, oh, you're the... Yeah.
Says it in passing.
Yeah, like, pretty much.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a big reveal, but they both knew it, so it was kind of not a big deal to them. So then Guildenstern kind of stabs Sydney, and it cuts away. Because he knows that Sydney has the key.
Yeah, but Sydney's like, I'm going to warp you guys to safety quick.
Yeah. So then it's kind of like Ashley's walking into... I just wrote down a ritual room because there's a lot of candles.
Yeah, and that's the blood symbol on the ground.
Yeah, and Sydney's there with his tattoo ripped off his back, which is a little, I don't know, hostily.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's bleeding all over the floor.
I thought that was because he was stabbed.
No, it's because he cut the tattoo off of him.
Oh, and he just slaps it on his own back?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why he's wearing it when you see him later.
Yeah, I thought that was like magic. Like you killed him. So
That's
you
what I
get the
thought
tattoo.
too. Like someone had to have the back tat, right? And he killed Sid and took. Oh, that's gross.
That's pretty neat.
But Sydney explains to Ashley that he saved Hardin and Merlot's and sent them away with his magic, and that you have to stop Guildenstern. He's on the rooftop, and you're like, "All right, Sydney, I will." And so you climb your way up to the rooftop, and it's Guildenstern wearing the flesh of the person downstairs.
Gross. I didn't get that at all.
No, me neither. I was like, oh, that's neat.
And he kind of, Samantha's there, and he's like, sorry, I need to sacrifice somebody, and stabs her right in the face.
Stabs her, throws her off.
Yeah.
See ya, bitch.
I need a soul.
Yeah, I love you too.
So that must be where Marvel stole the Thanos thing when he threw.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so Guildenstern's all like super powered. He gets started like the classic struck by lightning power surge.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Standard stuff, yeah.
And Ashley Riot and Guildenstern face off in the final boss battle.
Boom.
Oh shit! What
Do you beat
happens?
him? Do you beat him? Do you win?
Well, you beat his first form, and as JRPGs are ought to do, you've got a couple other forms.
No.
But you eventually beat him.
Is one of the forms that I saw a dark version of Riot, like a clone of himself that he had to fight?
I don't remember that, but you could be correct.
It might have been after this was all done, because somebody speaks with him, and then we go back to the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a vision. I
I didn't know if he like actually fought him or if he like saw himself outside himself or what the deal was.
I don't think you actually fight him, but
Okay.
the family eventually tells you to go back, and then you beat Guildenstern.
Yeah, when you're back at the field, that's the darkness trying to take you over, right?
Could be.
Because they're like, yeah, come on, just fucking accept it. And then you're like, fuck, no way, bro. And then you have to go fight the big angel dude.
I thought it was kind of Guildenstern manipulating you, but
Yeah, but I thought it was like,
it could be both.
yeah, yeah, because I guess Guildenstern still had the darkness.
Okay, so the scenes in the field when he sees his wife and kid and they're all having a great time, that never happened. Is that them showing Riot that if the darkness takes over, we'll put you in this great place? Like, you can be with your family again and it'll all be
That's
real.
what I thought it was. I thought it was like, you can believe whatever you want if you just succumb to the darkness.
I thought it was Guildenstern doing that to him, but it could be the darkness.
Well, I guess
You're probably right.
Guildenstern was like the epitome, the
Yeah.
embodiment of darkness at this point.
Like, if you do this, you'll have enough power to win.
Yeah.
So then you win.
Yeah, and then you kick his ass anyway.
And then end scenes. One is Hardin and the Duke's son and Merlot's escaping from Leomond as it collapses.
Yeah. And this
They're
is,
like
are you
leaving
running
in the
through
tunnels?
Yeah, you running through tunnels?
Yeah. Well, this is all you're done with the game basically. But you're trying to carry Sydney out,
Okay.
and Tiger and Nisa and Grissom are there, and Tiger tells Nisa that you have to escape and tell people what happened here, and he'll hold Grissom off. So Tiger kind of sacrifices himself to kill Grissom.
Sack move.
Sack move.
Sack move!
Who knows? You never know. You don't know if either of them actually die. You don't see it, but
Yeah, they might have been undead at that point
Yeah.
already. So
Sack
And-
move!
you see like all the enemies start disappearing as the power of Leomond is actually going away. And then Hardin dies. Life goes on. Happiness. Then it cuts to a scene like 1 week later.
One
Back
week
in
later.
back in the Duke's
Yeah.
bed chambers.
Yeah, and you see Ashley Riot walk into the Duke's bedchamber. And the Duke's like, hey, did you do it? And he's like, yep, it's all done. It's all good. And then it kind of like flashes back, and it's actually Sydney pretending to be Ashley Riot. And the Duke's like, good. So he stabs Sydney.
What?
And then Sydney dies.
And he
And then,
turns to dust.
and then the Duke dies, I guess, of old age.
Mysterious circumstances. They don't tell you.
Well, here's where I'm confused. Because I thought when he first walked into the room, it was Riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Sydney disguised as Riot.
I thought it was right. Disguise of Sydney.
That's what I thought. It was Riot disguised as Sydney to give the Duke some closure because Riot's then outside, disguised as Callow.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely Sydney because the Duke kills him and then Duke dies and leaves all the powers to Ashley. Riot.
Yeah, and then Riot's...
And then he's outside. It's just a different scene, I think. And I think Ashley was just there while Sid went inside.
I didn't get that at all. I mean, I could be wrong. I could totally
I
be wrong.
thought it was Riot pretending to be Sydney, and then they show you him turning into Merlos later.
Well, they both can do
Yeah,
it.
like one of his powers, or maybe that he can change into
yeah.
people.
Yeah, I don't know. He tried to save.
Well, I mean,
maybe he did save
to
her.
get Ashley to get his powers, the Duke and Sid had to die. So,
Well, yeah, I guess Sid does die.
yeah, you don't ever see him die before then, but
No, but he does get stabbed and die. So I guess I don't think. What's his name?
Grissom.
Yes, Grissom
No, but-
was there.
the Duke kills Sydney and then Duke dies and then Ashley inherits the Muhlenkamp powers.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But why did he pretend to be Ashley when he walked in?
Because everybody in the Duke's manor is,
Was expecting Ashley.
and also Sydney's an enemy as far as I know.
All right, fair. Well, why doesn't the Duke tell him? It's like, that's my kid, yo.
And it was all a plan from the Duke to try and give the power to Ashley Riot.
Yeah. And thus began the story
of
of the Vagrant.
Yes, the Vagrant Story. Then you can do New Game Plus.
Is there a second Vagrant Story 2?
No.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, from what I saw, people they like this game. They're fans.
It is a very good game.
It's a pretty neat story. It's different. Huh.
But yeah. So what were you going to say, Poppascotch? You said you were going to wait till the end.
I was mostly confused about the ending itself. Because at the end, Ashley Riot was outside, and the guy comes up and is like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And it's like, "I'm Callow. I'm part of the KVM. Why don't you go ahead and fuck off there, buddy?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
But then that switches to Ashley Riot.
Well,
So-
everybody thinks Ashley killed the Duke, so everybody's kind of looking for Ashley Riot. So he pretends to be Callow so they don't...
Oh, because Sydney went in
Yeah.
dressed as Ashley,
Yeah.
and then the Duke died. And then they couldn't find anybody there.
Yeah.
Huh.
But the whole thing was a plan to give Ashley the powers.
But they can just control anyone's brains and make them think whatever they want anyway.
Some of them, yeah.
They can't actually turn into those people. They just make people
Think that
think
they're somebody
that,
else. Yeah.
Huh.
The story of political intrigue and magic. The story as old as time.
Yeah. Apparently. As old as the PlayStation 1, at least.
At least. That's it. That's the game. We got through it. We did it. Good job, Dr. Syintist.
Yes.
Thank you.
So let's go ahead and let's pop into our final thoughts here.
All right. Let us.
How about you? I think I went first last time. I think so.
Yeah,
Chump
I'm
Slap.
due for a first time.
Yeah, tell us. I think we have questions for you. Would
you play
it? Yep, that's one of them. What was the second one though?
What did you score it?
Yeah, that sounds.
Did
about
the
right.
story work for you? We should probably switch those last two because we always do it in that order.
It's too late.
Yeah, I know.
It's way too late. Yeah, that's who we are now.
Would I play it? I'd play a remake of it. I mean, PlayStation 1, I'm sure. I didn't watch any gameplay, but I'm sure the graphics were subpar. If to my sophisticated taste.
No, of course.
You mean
your
it
palate.
now, not at that
Yeah,
time.
not at the time. At the time, I mean, the videos looked beautiful. I thought it was PlayStation 2 the whole time I was watching it.
This is a pre-9/11 game.
I don't know.
Yep.
This is the end of PlayStation?
Probably.
Like
PlayStation 2 came out soon after.
Yeah. Makes sense. They usually make their best games at the end of the life cycle. But yeah, I'd play it if it was remade. Word up to Squaresoft, I guess.
It was just Square at the
Enix now.
Yeah.
Did the story work for me? Yes. It was a little confusing for me having to read everything. Not a big reader.
There wasn't much voice acting going on.
Yeah.
No.
That would have taken up too much space. Then they couldn't have the beautiful graphics.
Yeah, it's a trade-off, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the story worked. It was neat. Not anything I've ever seen before, really. It's like, oh, we have this darkness in our family. Let's get rid of it before I die so I can go to heaven, or just so I can die.
Yeah, he's trying to repent.
He didn't want to be. Yeah. Was he immortal at the time? And he didn't want to be anymore? He's like, I just want to die?
It could be immortal. I don't know. I know Sydney was.
Yeah, there was talk about immortality, and then Sydney died at the end anyway. A little confusing, but neat story. Maybe there's more in it if you play it. I don't know. Have to ask Syintist when it's his turn.
Yep.
But, yeah, I'd play it. Story's neat. And that makes for a decent score. I'll give it an 11.
Okay, I think that's fair. It's very reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, the whole JRPG thing, I don't know about that, but, you know.
Yeah, so Poppascotch, why don't you tell us, answer those same questions?
Yeah, let's see.
I don't remember what they are.
Would you play it?
Oh, okay.
What did you score it? Did the story work for you?
Well, thanks for asking. Would I play it? No, just because it's a PS1 era game, and I'm not a fan of turn-based combat or like the Parasite Eve style combat. That weird green orb that pops up, and your weapon has to be in that thing to hit them. It's just not my cup of tea. So the game looked great, and it looks like it played pretty well. So it's just not for me. Did the story work for me? I think it did. I mean, I like the idea of these two opposing factions being, I guess, the government and the church, and there's something out there they both want, so they both send their people to go get it, and it turns out to be a much bigger thing than they originally thought. So that was pretty good. I mean, that was good. I liked it. The only thing, I got so confused.
You didn't even know Merlot's was alive the whole time.
No, I had no idea. I thought that Callow was a completely different character. I thought that was Sydney's girlfriend or wife or special lady friend. I didn't know that was her. I thought she disappeared when Sid saw her on the stairwell, and we didn't see her again until the very, very end.
Yeah, because he only calls her Merlot's the whole time,
Yeah.
and then once or twice she's Callow or whatever.
Yeah, so I got very confused about that, and then Samantha was pretty straight, and that was pretty clear because it was just her talking to
Rosencrantz. No, Guildenstern.
Guildenstern.
Yeah.
But I also, for a long time, got Guildenstern mixed up with Grissom, the bowl cut guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's something. I don't want to take too many points off for that because it's probably something that would have been a lot clearer if I played the game. So
Or paid attention at all.
or paid attention, yeah, I guess. Not missed key fucking plot points. That would have been great. I liked the subtitle style. I think that art style of making it almost like a comic book, the print that popped up, like the thought bubbles. I thought that was pretty cool. That was a neat way to make subtitles a little more palatable for our dummy Westerners over here. So, the story overall, I'd say it worked for me. It was a little confusing. I didn't understand everyone's motivations, but that might have been also a translation thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a 13. I thought the story at its core was good, but all the things I have against it were me being stupid, so I shouldn't take too many points off it. Is it the best story that's ever been in a video game? No, but it was pretty solid.
Damn good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that.
What we really need to know is what Dr. Syintist thinks about all this.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So, Dr. Syintist,
What? Yes.
would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Well, I played the shit out of it when it came out.
That's not what I asked. I'm kidding.
I played it again when it was released for PS Vita,
Oh, it was?
and well, the same version, PlayStation version.
So can I play it on a PSP?
No,
Damn it.
and I would probably play it again because it was a great game. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Well, really?
Oh, wow.
This is also just a note. This is the first game we've ever done with a perfect Famitsu score.
What?
The Japanese video game magazine Famitsu. I don't even know how to pronounce it,
Oh.
but they've only given 20 perfect scores in their history, and this was one of them.
No kidding.
Interesting fact.
Yeah. Other ones include Ocarina of Time and Grand Theft Auto 5, Elder Scrolls 5.
Huh, all right, fair enough.
I believe was one of them. But did the story work for me? I like the story. I like JRPG stories and other things. It was very, I don't want to say modern JRPG, but it seems like not fairy tale fantasy. It was more
What are you talking about? It's straight fantasy.
I mean, not like Final Fantasy times little towns, and
Oh yeah, okay.
it was more of a
It was dark.
medieval type, I guess. I like the characters. One of my favorite games of all time. I'm not going to say much else about it. The game's great. I gave it 18.
18.
18.
Holy
wow.
jeebus. This might be the highest score for a long time.
It's got to be.
I mean, it's so high, I don't even know what the math is on that.
Yeah, what did you, 11, 13, 18? Was that it?
Yeah.
29. 42?
Damn. It's still only like 50%.
Yeah, that beats Kingdom Hearts, which had a 40 this year that we did, but the top one so far was Prey with 50.
We did Prey this year? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, way the fuck back in like
Well,
March.
it definitely is better than Kingdom Hearts and not as good as Prey, so I'll go
telling,
with that.
I'm telling you one thing. If it wasn't all reading and... actually, voice acting could have killed it, but it could have made it better for me.
We'll never know.
It was a game made 20 years ago.
Anyway,
So what's next?
I think we're going to have to go and just hop on over into our favorite segment of every week, which is Syintist Tom Hanks film content, whatever, lock of the week.
Tom Hanks in something.
Every week, we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed pick for a piece of Tom Hanks content, and he always manages to make it somewhat relevant to the game we talked about. So this week, Dr. Syintist, what do you got for us?
Much like Sidney trying to save his brother from the darkness, we're going to go with the movie Radio Flyer.
He was in Radio Flyer?
He has an uncredited role in it, yes.
Shut the
For fuck's sake.
He plays the grown-up version of the kid.
For how long? Like 15 minutes?
I don't know. He's in the movie.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
I think
And I
this
don't
is
even want to.
slightly better than the museum exhibit you pitched us a while back. But not much.
What, because an uncredited role isn't good enough for you?
No, it's not a Tom Hanks movie. He has an uncredited role. I didn't even fucking realize he was in the movie. I'm pretty sure I saw it like twice, too. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and bitch about it. That's
No,
You just did.
I'm glad I learned something about Tom Hanks today.
Yes. He does do uncredited roles sometimes.
all right. Well, let's go ahead. That movie again was Radio Flyer, because I guess Tom Hanks is in it for 30 fucking seconds.
You don't know how long he's in it.
I guess. I said I guess. I don't know. That's what you implied. That's what I inferred.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed with that answer, too.
Yeah.
It was the closest thing I
not,
could find
you
to the
tell?
story.
Anyway,
I didn't want to use it.
let's go ahead and let's pray that Chump Slap can save us in our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slap's Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Chump slap. I do.
Every week. Christ. Dr. Scientist and I pick 3 characters from the game we just talked about, and Chump Slap has to decide which one he's going to marry, which one he's going to screw, and which one he's going to murder. This week, it's my turn to pick 2 characters.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so we're going to go with Callow because she was so memorable and definitely
Rememberable.
memorable.
You heard
And
the
then,
man.
we're going to go with, fuck it, we'll go Rosencrantz. Rosencrantz and Callow. What do you got, Dr. Scientist?
Well, we got to go with the assless chaps of Ashley Riot.
Ooh, some main characters this time. So we got Assless Chaps Man, a.k.a. Ashley Riot, a.k.a. The Man. Then we got...
Good one.
I got nothing. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to stall so Chump Slap can think about this for a couple seconds.
And Rosencrantz, the former risk breaker.
All right, I just want to say,
cross.
when I was watching this video, I didn't notice the assless chaps. But I did notice Rosencrantz had a nice ass. And I did notice that Merlot had a nice ass. So, am I blind to assless chaps? Maybe.
They're just so common in your world, you don't even register that you're seeing
That's not
them
the
anymore.
question. Yes. But, yeah,
man,
I don't
stump 'em.
I don't like Rosencrantz. I don't like Ashley. Gonna have to. Do I marry Merlot and deal with her knowing exactly what I'm feeling all the time?
Touche.
Or do I?
Oh, this one's making him think, I think.
Well, Rosencrantz and Ashley can both manipulate my. Can Rosencrantz manipulate?
He could probably do something, yeah. He has some kind of weird powers.
Yeah.
All
well,
of
I
these
guess I'm
people
gonna-
have powers. Like, there's.
I guess I'll marry Merlot's. And just every time she's around, just try to remember happy thoughts about her.
Key to winning a relationship.
Marry Merlot's. I'm gonna have to have sex with Rosencrantz.
And kill Ashley.
Yeah.
Interesting choices.
Well, Ashley can't be killed. Apparently, he's immortal now.
But you get to kill him just like you could at that one.
Exactly. There we go. I can kill an immortal, and I might even take his powers if Highlander's anything. And
Yeah, and we know that's true.
I'm pretty sure it's true. So yeah, Rosencrantz, he had a nice tight butt.
Ow! All right. So let's recap this. You're going to sleep with Rosencrantz. Mm-hmm. You're going to marry Callow.
No, he's going to fuck Rosencrantz.
Is
Yeah.
that what I said? That's
No,
not what I said.
You said sleep.
Sorry.
There's no sleeping.
Yeah.
When Rosencrantz is
All
involved.
right, fine. And then after that, you're going to kill Ashley.
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to kill him for those sweet ashless chaps that everyone's
I thought he
talking
would marry
about.
him for the sweet assless chaps. But
I didn't notice him.
Well, let's say, our fans out there, they have a bunch of great pictures of themselves in assless chaps, and they wanted to attach them to emails and send them to you. Where would they send that email to their Chump Slap?
Chump Slap at pt.net.
It doesn't exist.
I know. That's why I said it. I didn't want to send it to your real one because who knows?
Who cares? For all 10 people that listen to this, send it to plottytime@gmail.com, and I will read, look at, whatever the fuck you guys want. Just make me open an email for once. I mean,
Perfect.
Again. Yeah. Keep doing it.
What matters is it wasn't desperate. So then, Dr. Syintist, let's say they wanted to get to us on the socials. How would they do that?
At Plotty Time on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect. And if you want to watch our logo not move while you hear the podcast, you can head on over to our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe there. That really helps us out. So get over there. Subscribe, at least.
yeah.
You don't even have to watch anything. Just
Subscribe.
It'd be great.
Just don't watch stuff and turn it off after 6 seconds, because
Ruins
We
the
know.
numbers.
We know.
I know you're doing it, guys.
Yeah. All right, well, that does it for us. So get out there, play some games. Don't trust Dr. Syintist, and we'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.